Who done it, Servy? Who done it?
I'm gonna go with the class president. I don't have a reason.
President.
I'm just going with vibes.
Of course, this is a full-length reaction. Make sure to open up your own copy of the episode and sync up with the timer that will appear within Servy's hands at the end of my countdown. I'm gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. That's a lot of names to remember.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember a single one of them.
Well, at least I hope you remember Oikura.
Yes.
That's how they always get during a Danganronpa trial.
There was no meeting. What are you talking about?
I know, right? Yeah, which would imply that they had the exam answers.
Sorry.
What is that anime girl sneeze? Jesus.
It's just how I sneeze.
Well, even if you don't find the culprit, people still need someone to blame.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Little snake.
Snaking them around.
It's light and dark colors because right now we're testing good and evil. However, it's not exactly in a symmetrical pattern. Very much like when Kaiki is on screen. If they didn't find the true culprit, who do you think they said was the culprit at the end of the day?
Araragi.
Mm-hmm. And you think that would explain like why he thought that he wouldn't have to have any friends? Hmm.
Yeah.
But
I
he
don't
also
know.
stated that the decision that they came to affected. Well, no, not really. He said that he lost sight of his moral compass, is what he said when they came to
Mhm.
that decision.
Mhm.
Hmm. So I think that would imply that it wasn't him, but he voted potentially for somebody who wasn't the person, is what I would think.
Would it not affect your moral compass too if uh someone voted for you but you know you didn't do it? Because it
I
shows that it's not a just system.
I suppose if you want to look at it that way. Personally, I think that like ignoring your own moral compass would be like ignoring the truth, even though you know it, which is definitely what Araki did here. Given like the cinematography we saw last episode too.
I feel like moral compass is a broad enough term that it can mean a lot of things.
Hmm.
Because moral compass is just kind of the way you live your life to think you're living it correctly or justly.
This is a cool way to show classmates clashing with each other. How dare you not understand the beauty of mathematics? What a hooligan. Hmm. Green and red?
You just match he's second.
Now that is the power of a dummy mommy. Oh my god. This is so stupid. Honestly, after something like that, I can't blame her. I wouldn't go back either.
I mean, it's not exactly the right way to handle the situation.
Well, yeah, it was just a bad situation for everybody involved here.
It was, but there's definitely better, more subtle ways to do it without pissing off everyone.
Hmm. It just wouldn't make sense if she actually was the culprit.
They had it backwards. They pin it on her, but it's not her.
Yeah, because like nobody would have had a problem with the scores had Oikura not called everybody into a meeting like this because of what she suspected was foul play.
Maybe there was no foul play. Maybe it was just a really good study session.
Mm-hmm. Aragi had a very kind of naive outlook on life, very much like his little sisters did. Like everything is black and white, and the villains are the villains, and the good guys are the good guys, you know? But it's not like that. Never is.
Well, you think the kind of person that would steal test answers but then use it to study without letting people know, it would imply that they want to help other people, which is like, I don't know.
Now the room is red. There is no light anymore. But is it really Oikura who made this room?
It'd be weird for her to make a classroom if she never went back to school.
Hmm. Well, from Aragi's point of view, he thought that it was her lingering grudge that created this.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, if she left, I don't know.
Hmm. But yeah, no, it's what Ogi is saying is that it's Aragi's regret.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. If you think about it, it actually really is. There it is. Yeah, this has been quite apparent since the very beginning of Bake. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think you also said this during last episode's discussion as well. But you had the right idea where, like, oh, who benefits from this the most if you raise the average of the entire class, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it would be the teacher.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, right? If you knew the answers as a student, you'd probably keep it for yourself so that you'd shine alone.
Mm-hmm. Also, I said that the person who stole it to bring it to a study group, like that would imply that they wanted to help others in some way.
Yeah. But yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Hmm.
Just imagine some student like, oh, my classmates are so stupid, but I love them. I know, I'll steal the test answers.
Yo, that's a true hero. Interesting to note that Ogi touching the wall is what caused the room to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would never imprison you. Sure. This is also true. Yeah, that's literally just use Oikura as a scapegoat.
I mean, they use Oikura as a scapegoat, but it's also her fault to be in that position. I don't know.
Yeah, because she was the one who called the meeting.
Yeah. Usually, if you suspect something like that, you go to the teacher and you'd handle it behind the scenes rather than everyone sitting down and publicly ousting whoever it is.
Shit. But imagine you, the teacher, just outing her own student. I think that's just pretty fucked. Like, if the entire situation devolved into that, I don't know. As a teacher, wouldn't you devolve the situation. Like, guys, you're the teacher of the classroom and you're just letting the classroom be like this? I don't know.
Yeah. I definitely would show that the teacher is more selfishly motivated than at that point, because otherwise, yeah, you wouldn't let the class take the fall like that. I don't know.
As a teacher, you wouldn't let Oikura do that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But if the fact that she let Oikura call that meeting must have meant that she planned to scapegoat Oikura in order to remove any suspicion from her. Yeah, at least somebody. Because if you thought about it logically, that's pretty much the answer that makes the most sense, right? If there was cheating, who would benefit from that the most? That would be the teacher. So to throw everybody off that trail, we'll let this trial happen. Oh, nice for her. Thank God. Mm-hmm.
I noticed they had like one chair that was out of row with all the others in that shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 16th student.
It might be. I wonder who it could be.
Couldn't possibly be.
Couldn't. The fact that the teacher left like a day ago and now they're here.
Say we have to see more from her, otherwise I don't know how she could possibly be your favorite character.
Yes, just seeing her in the trial go crazy at Araragi. Yes, that's why she's my favorite. Oh man, I am so goddamn excited for the next few arcs. Yo.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll save this for the discussion. I just want to chill, enjoy the music. I mean, I know some adults out there that I just don't respect because of the way that they kind of treat others, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because here in Asia, we have to respect anybody who's older than us. That's just kind of the deal, right? I'm kind of the exception where I clearly do not respect some people who are older than me simply because they don't deserve respect, in my opinion, because of the actions that they do. And Tetsujo is one of them, who was clearly driven by her own selfish actions. And because Oikura foolishly called the situation and pretty much set herself up for this, the teacher, instead of confessing to what she had done, instead, or even just stopping Oikura from doing it in the first place, she just let it happen in order to make sure that she never got found out, you know, of that she was the one who helped them cheat. Or, well, not really cheat. She saw what they were studying and then put that on the exam. So it's kind of a indirect way of cheating. I hope Oikura's doing okay. Like, the way she took the kind of betrayal, I feel like she thought that it was betrayal, but as we talked about, she kind of put the situation on herself, right? And there was just no way that this was going to turn out well for her if you had to, like, clearly step back and thought about it.
For all the students who went to the study session, right, it's like all of a sudden she's sitting there pointing the finger going, you guys only succeeded because someone cheated and it's one of you. And it's like, well, that invalidates all that hard work that they put into it going to the study session, and then suddenly they're being accused of cheating. And it's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. And all the ones who weren't a part of the study session then are also going to feel alienated, because it's like, okay, someone else cheated and now I have to sit here and deal with this issue that someone else caused. Like, I wasn't even at the study session.
I don't know, it sucks so much for everybody involved. Kind of the only person who gains from all this suffering is the teacher. At the start of the ending, what I wanted to say during the discussion was that in Hana, when they introduced Roka, they introduced her very differently from Oikura here. And I think Nisio kind of saw that and maybe adjusted his way of introducing a new character this late into the series. Because Roka just kind of appeared and she became a pivotal part of the story, even though we had no like attachment to her. Yeah, pretty much during Hana, it was like
everything mattered, was connected to her. Yeah. Whereas Oikura is a part of the conflict, but not the sole contributing factor.
She's actually the victim and also the perpetrator in this situation. Whereas Roka was kind of like coming in being the main part of Hana, and Kanbru wasn't exactly the strongest main character in my opinion. I think she does very well as a side character, but as a main one, we get Oikura a little bit here before we actually dive into her arc, as suggested by, the end of this episode. And that creates intrigue into her character, in my opinion, where like, oh yeah, why did she think this was a good idea? Why does she hate Araragi so much even before any of this class trial thing happened, right? And she took it so incredibly badly that she just didn't come to school anymore. She just left. She was like, yeah, I'ma head out. Peace, y'all.
I feel like it's unfortunate because like she wanted to do the right thing. Like she's trying to oust the injustice of the class. Like someone's cheating and she's got to figure out what's going on. It's just the wrong way to handle it, because you end up ostracizing everyone in the situation. And when you kind of make that situation for yourself, of course, all that's going to come back on you. Whereas like if she had handled it more privately, it would have been better in the long run for everyone involved. But it's hard to see that in the moment. You can see that she assumes that everyone would have the same sense of justice as she does. Like, we're not going to leave till we find the culprit, damn it, right? And the rest of them are like, why? I don't want to be here.
Oh, actually, interesting point to bring up is maybe she wasn't really like thinking about justice. It's also a potential where she just feels like this is the right thing to do, because math is the subject that she loves the most, right? They constantly keep expressing of how much Oikura loves math. Everybody, all of the students here all know, and they all tease her about it. And then she feels like she's supposed to be called the Euler of mathematics, or at least within this classroom, right? Perhaps the entire reason why she called this was because of the unfairness, and she wanted maths to be pure because that's kind of like her passion, her love.
Well, that would just kind of lead it to people being more annoyed with her, which would be justified because that would be a selfish motivation.
I think that's what we could hear during like that chaos of like all the desks flying at each other and clashing, right? When they were all arguing with each other. People were just like being mad and annoyed at Oikura, like, why are we even here? If they cheated, and so what, right? But yeah, I do like her introduction. I am very much intrigued into her character. At least, well, this is speaking from when I first watched the series. I'm trying to think back as to like my experience then and try to say things, because I don't want to spoil her character at all. Like, there's so many mysteries behind her, and I just love the way that her character is portrayed and how naturally she kind of fits into the narrative of, you know, the Monogatari series.
I think it's interesting too, because like she definitely seems like a character archetype that you really would enjoy, or it's not necessarily my favorite archetype. So it's like my interest level in her is definitely lower than it was for you on your first watch through. Not to say that I'm not interested in her. I definitely am, but like maybe not as much.
Only thing I can say on that is that, you know, I wasn't really into the twin tails. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be a tsundere type. Because at that point I had watched enough anime already to know that yeah, if they're twin tails, it's probably gonna be tsundere. But after experiencing her story and feeling how compelling that was, there's also a little bit of the fact that I relate to her story so incredibly much. I'm not gonna say to what degree, but if I had to, back when we did the Monogatari game show thing, right? Where we said like, who do you think is the character that this person is the most like? And then obviously Kiwi's Nanako, right? For me, it would have been Oikura, but I couldn't say Oikura because we hadn't known of her character just yet. That was way early on in the series. Also, I will say that as the years go by and I grew up, I believe I watched this back when I was like, what, 14 or maybe 13? Can't remember. But as I grew up, I liked her character more and more, and I related to her character more over time. So there could be that aspect as well to her character. I can't really say how you'll experience it, but that was just my experience. Man, I absolutely cannot wait to see your reaction for the next few arcs. Owarimonogatari is popping off. All the cinematography and all like the color changes and stuff, they're just on point right now. They're putting it all in, and Ogi is going full force here. I just absolutely love it when Ogi messes with Araragi. We get very interesting situations like this.
I do love Ogi messing with things.
That's gonna do it for this discussion, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Check out the playlist if you haven't yet. But until next time, later, my dudes.
Bye bye.